All right, so let's talk about some improvisation scales that you can use over any of these songs. When you have diatonic chords, okay, so 1, 6 minor, 2 minor, 5 minor, or 5 dominant 7th, that's all within the key. When your chords are all within the key, you can use your major scale, right? So for instance, on the first 2 measures here, if I could write a book, when you go 1, 6, 2, 5, remember I'm just playing basic chords just so you can see. I could just improvise using my C major scale. Now listen to what happens even if I just go up and down the scale. Doesn't sound bad. I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but it sounds good. Now I can move the notes around. Now if I end on chord tones, it's going to sound even better. Chord tone, chord tone. That's a great progression to practice and just try improvising using that major scale, that 1, 6, 2, 5 progression. Now the next measure, the next 2 measures, like I said, you can still do that 1, 6, 2, 5. When you get to measure 5, where you're going 1, 5, 1, okay, 1, 5, 1, still all diatonic. C sharp diminished. Okay, now on diminished chords, you use a whole half diminished scale. So whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. So there's your whole half diminished scale. So on C sharp, if I was doing F diminished, it'd be whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. Whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. Another way of looking at it is, let me go back to C sharp diminished. It's your C sharp diminished, and then your, go up a whole step. So go up a whole step from C sharp diminished and play the next diminished chord, which would be D sharp diminished. Play all those notes together, and there you go. That's your scale. Same thing with F. F and G diminished put together, there's your scale. Right? All right, moving on, D minor 7, all diatonic, right? G7, all diatonic. So the only chord that is not diatonic in this first A section here, first 8 measures, is that C sharp diminished. Now, you've probably heard, oh, 1 chord, you use the Ionian, 6, Aeolian, 2, Dorian, 5, Mixolydian. Guess what? It's all the major scale. You're better off just to see, hey, look, I am diatonic here, diatonic. I'm a 1 major, a 2 minor, a 3 minor, a 4 major, a 5 dominant, a 6 minor, or a 7 minor, 7 flat, 5. So that means it's just major scale. If you start to go outside of those chords, that's when you need to choose some different scales. In the first ending, 1 chord, diatonic, flat 3 diminished, same thing. You don't just stack your 2 diminished chords there. So, E flats, it's hard to. Okay? Or whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. Okay? Then 2, 5. Now here you have 2, 5 when you're moving into the key of G. Well, it's still diatonic, it's just that now I go to G major, my G major scale, and then that. Now here, 5, 7 of 6 there, that is not diatonic. So what you do is on the dominant 7th chords that are not diatonic, you normally use a Lydian flat 7 scale. The Lydian flat 7 scale, here's B major. Lydian would be with a sharp 4, and with a flat 7, it's A natural. But guess what? You could also get away with using your Mixolydian scale as well. The only difference is those 2 notes right there. So here's B, Lydian flat 7. Here's B, Mixolydian. Okay, so it'd be A minor 7 flat 5 using the G major scale, D7 using the G major scale, G major using the G major scale, B7 using Lydian flat 7 or Mixolydian, and then E minor, G major scale, A minor, G major scale, D7, G major scale. But now here, D minor, C major scale, G7, C major scale. And then you go back and you do the whole first part of the song again. And then after the first ending, you go into the second ending. Second ending, A minor major 7, A minor 7, A minor 6. That's all going to be off of that C major because A minor is diatonic. But then at the major 7, you could change it into a harmonic minor if you want so that you get that major 7 sound. See how I'm just using notes from the chord? Okay. And then here, G minor 7. See that? That 2-5-1, I'm just using that all off of the F major scale. So those 2 5s, remember, that's where you're looking for that major scale. That's why it helps to see it as a 2-5-1, because now you know you can use that one major scale. Now once again here, F minor to B flat 7, even though we don't go to the E flat, still 2-5, right? You can use that E flat major scale, and then the rest of the song, C, A7, right? You can use your Lydian flat 7 or just plain old Mixolydian, D minor and G, C major scale. Okay? So for the most part, it's using a lot of C major scale. Then we go into the G major scale for a little bit. We played that Mixolydian scale over the B7 chord. And then in the second ending there, in the Lion Cliche, we played that minor major scale. We used the harmonic minor there to get that major 7th sound in there. And then we did the 2-5 of F, so we used the F major scale. And a brief little 2-5 of E flat, so we used the E flat major scale. And we're basically back into the C major scale on the A7, and measure 21, you can use the A Mixolydian scale or A Lydian flat 7 scale. Okay. We breezed through that pretty quickly, okay? But you can see that what I want you to do is I want you to focus on that first 8 measures again. I want you to use pretty much your C major scale, except for when you get to the C sharp diminished, I want you to use that C sharp whole half scale, okay? So that's it for this lesson. Take it slow. There's a lot that you can go through and review in this. And if you really go slow with this, you're really going to soak up a lot of this analysis and really learn how to bring this into your playing. So I'll see you soon.